This compilation is packed with expensive fails, brutal mistakes, and moments that go wrong in seconds. Bold moves, bad judgment, and real-world chaos, with a few hard safety lessons along the way. If you're new here, welcome aboard. Let's roll together. This super yacht doesn't look properly moored. It's already drifting, and this is only the beginning of the trouble. Those repair bills are about to get a fresh haircut. When using cranes to lift heavy loads, you need the right machine, a robust crane, and a clear understanding of its maximum rated capacity. In Russia, during fishing trips, people park wherever there's space, even on a frozen lake. And the moment the ice starts cracking, cars begin sinking into the water. This tractor doesn't look like it's going to make it through this terrain. Overloading a truck trailer is a bad idea. It can tip over fast. Most bridges can't handle the weight of heavy trucks, especially if the structure isn't solid. Always check a bridge's load capacity before crossing. Flying your drone gives you that freedom feeling. Go higher, film like you're right there, but before risking an expensive one, it's smarter to practice with small, cheap models first. Not the brightest driver. What model is this? In motorsport competitions, some really weird situations happen. What are the odds of that? Some people have absolutely zero luck.
I have to get choke on you.
A pretty rare video. A transformer exploding. Delivering cars isn't easy when bridges are involved, but who covers the losses in a case like this? Some roads should be avoided. Heavy loads shouldn't be taken there. Sometimes sending excavators to demolish isn't the best idea. You have to consider the architecture and the building's height. Otherwise, you get last-second surprises. Bad idea. This looks like pure improvisation. You don't handle an aircraft like that. Who's paying for this one? Raising your dump bed on a slope is a terrible idea. The brakes won't hold. When a truck's brakes stop responding, they call an excavator for help. It looks like a transformer.
Wala na, malutakan na yung mga ano. Ayun ang oil niyan.
Major danger at the port. The cargo ship listed hard and rolled onto its side, dumping its load into the water. Crates fall and drift away, while a fire breaks out among the cargo and the smoke thickens. Worst part is the domino effect. More can still slide, and if the goods are sensitive, it can escalate fast. Priority: evacuate, secure the area, contain the fire, then recover the cargo to limit pollution and damage.
Apo yan.
Uy!
The window shattered into pieces. Is that a Porsche? Smoke, fireworks. What could have exploded? I couldn't find info online, but it looks like a very expensive mess. There have been plenty of stories about VR headsets and their problems. People can't tell real from fake anymore, and of course it ends up breaking.
Sorry. Good.
This truck really lived up to its name. Nothing left. Even the cat is shocked. Cranes aren't flawless. They're built for specific loads. Exceed that, and they can fail at any moment. It's dangerous and insanely costly for companies. Parking anywhere is stupid, but next to a train crossing is straight up irresponsible. Not only is your car done for, it's also extremely dangerous.
Road.
The incident happened in Galicia, Spain. A 34-meter French fishing vessel was in port for repairs when it slipped off its blocks and crashed down. Luckily, nobody was on board and no one was injured, but judging by the reactions, the workers were definitely not happy. A massive port crane collapsed in a port in Taiwan after being struck by a Chinese-flagged vessel. No injuries were reported, but it caused major material damage. Large cargo ships often don't double-check whether they can actually clear bridges, and there are tons of similar cases. Massive flooding across the Midwest submerged homes and farmland, affecting over 3 million people and causing heavy economic losses. In Iowa, around 1,900 properties were impacted, while a rail bridge collapsed and a dam in Minnesota was labeled critical. Those stabilizers don't seem to be holding. Looks like they unscrewed or snapped. Not sure. Either way, the truck stops doing its job and starts lifting into the air. This looks more like an industrial site where a fire broke out. Maybe a steel mill, judging by how intense it is. If anyone knows this kind of incident, we'd love more info. Dealing with dumped products isn't easy. Who's responsible in cases like this? Helicopter deliveries aren't risk-free. If you see this, it's better to back off, especially when the load is heavy. What exactly is this? There are way more material damage accidents on work sites than you'd think. Here's a perfect example. With a loader, you have to watch that lift arm, otherwise you'll end up in a bad situation. I feel bad for the transport company with all that construction equipment on board. Or rather, at the bottom of the water. That's a whole lot of money gone. Here, danger hits before you even process it. Extreme heat, energized parts, and splash risk every second. In a steel mill, an incident like this can burn, punch through metal, or seriously injure someone instantly. And then the nightmare shows itself. A white-hot steel tube breaks loose and whips through the air. can cause cranes to break like that? Is it the weight of the load? Farms get their share of surprises too. If machines are misused or overloaded, they can end up tipping over. This Russian EP-20 electric locomotive, known as Olymp, looks like it derailed and caused serious damage. Thankfully, nobody was injured. Bye-bye, phone. What was this driver thinking, opening the trunk during an automatic car wash? Did he really think that was a good idea? Those rotating brushes are powerful, and they end up ripping the trunk door right off. This truck doesn't look right. It starts by crossing a solid line to move right. Did it lose its brakes and use the shoulder as a last-ditch way to slow down? You forgot where you parked your car, and it turns out it was a frozen lake. One small crack and boom, straight into the water. In the German port of Rostock at the Liebherr site, a serious incident happened during load tests on a ship linked to offshore wind installations. Thankfully, no one was injured. Early info suggests the crane hook may have failed. Working in a steel mill is dangerous, even with all the safety measures in place. Explosions can happen because of the insane heat required to work steel. What an idea, lifting an aircraft with a crane. A truck is being towed across a frozen lake, but the ice gives way and the front starts sinking into the slush. The pole keeps going, the vehicle twists sideways, and every throttle hit turns the surface into an even worse trap. These are old trucks, probably from the World War II era, but they cost a fortune to maintain. Foundries are very prone to overheating and explosions. Insurance must be brutal. You made it to the end. That says a lot. Join the crew, hit subscribe, and roll straight into the next expensive chaos. Stay sharp, stay safe, and don't push it too far.